All right, welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Gonna take a short audio check and I'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back to the campus of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils. Welcome to the broadcast today. We welcome into town the North Central Missouri Pirates. They are from up in Trenton, Missouri. They are in for one 9-inning game today. And want to run through real quick. Callie and Johnson are atop the KJCCC East side with a 20-4 record. Coffeyville is in third with a 15-9 record. And Fort Scott and your Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils are tied for fourth place with a 9-11 record. So it's important to jump up to the fourth place because that is when the playoffs start. The first part of that is a best 2 out of 3 that will be at home if you are in the top 4. In sixth place, tied for sixth, is Allen and Labette with 7-13 records. Eighth place is Neosho County with a 6-14 record, and Highland is 3-17. So the Blue Devils welcome into town North Central Pirates, and we will play one 9-inning game as opposed to 2 games as conference dictates. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the North Central Pirates. Leading off and in right field, Javier Suarez. Batting second in center field, Julio Guerrero. Batting third at third base, Wilmer Jimenez. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Jordy Ventura. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Eduardo Chirrillo. Batting sixth, Alejandro Paz at second base. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Chase Maddox. Batting eighth, the catcher, Luis Rivas. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Truman Bodenhausen. And on the mound, Hikaru Mikami. So it'll be Juarez, Guerrero, Jimenez, Ventura, Chirrillo, Paz, Maddox, Rivas, and Bodenhausen with Mikami on the mound. Now the starting lineup for your Blue Devils, leading off the shortstop, Tanner Pachorik. Batting second in center field, Marcus Dirks. Batting third, the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Batting cleanup in left field, Freddie Nolan IV. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Cade Perry. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Ian Woida. Batting seventh, Harrison Barham will be at second base. Batting eighth, the catcher, Colton Kirkham. Batting ninth in right field, John Kaimi. And on the mound, Camden Brashear. So it'll be Pachorik, Dirk, Santiago, Nolan IV, Perry, Woida, Barham, Kirkham, Kaimi, with Bashir on the mound, the starting lineup for the game today. Welcome to the broadcast. I'll be back.
to take a moment to recognize the incredible achievements of the KCKCC men's basketball team. This season has been one for the history books. With a final 26-10 record, they finished second in the KJCCC and won the Region 6 tournament, punching their ticket to the NJCAA D2 Men's Basketball Championship Tournament in Danville, Illinois. There, they received their first ever victory at the national tournament in program history with an 88-82 win over Raritan Valley Community College. Under the leadership of head coach Brandon Burgett and assistant coach Frank Williams Jr., the Blue Devils proved they are a force to be reckoned with. The team was led by B.J. Stewart, who averaged 16.9 points per game and was named KJCCC Most Valuable Player, first team All-Conference, and was a second team All-American. Blue Devil point guard Cameron Williford was named to the KJCCC second team, Tavion Washington was given the Region 6 Tournament Most Valuable Player, and Israel Randall was on the Region 6 All-Tournament team. We also want to extend a big thank you to team managers Leah Wabe and Sydney Love for their dedication and hard work behind the scenes. Today, we celebrate not just a great season, but a team that made history with their commitment to excellence, teamwork, and determination. Let's give them a big round of applause for their outstanding achievements.
All right, welcome everyone to the broadcast. Thanks for joining us today. A Tuesday afternoon, one game, 9 innings with the North Central Missouri Pirates. They're down from Trenton. On the mound for the Blue Devils, Camden Brashear. He's from Liberty, Missouri, has a 10.35 ERA. 2-2 is his record. 20 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, and 18 base on balls. The Blue Devils are 23-18 overall, 9-11. Tied for fourth place with the Fort Scott Greyhounds in the Eastern Division. Matt Golbeck, the head coach in his 9th season. The North Central Pirates, they're 26-6 overall. They are an independent, so they are not in a conference, but they are 10-0 from the teams that they play within their region. Their head coach in his 19th year is Donnie Hillerman. Visited with him before the game. A little bit of information from the fact that they are an independent. Heston, who we see sometimes in the standings but never see any games. I believe that is on. They have taken them off of the KJCCC. They used to fall into that category of being an independent. Nolan the Fourth, Dirks, and Javier Suarez will start things off. Didn't leave myself enough time, but we will move forward. We'll get back to the defense behind. Ball is out of play, 0-1 the count. Pitch catches the outside corner for a strike call. So quickly 0-2 the count on Suarez. Foul ball back and over the top of us. Nolan the Fourth, Dirks, and Kaimi left right across the outfield. Perry, Pachorik, Barham, Santiago across the infield with Kirkham behind the plate and Brashear on the mound. There's a breaking ball miss just a little bit up and in, 1-2 the count. Sunshiny afternoon, light breeze out of the north. Flag not moving much at all. It's going to be a foul ball over to the left side, over down by Coach Hillerman. So we'll do the 1-2 again. Low and outside, 2-2 the count. That's outside, so from 0-2 to 3-2. Couple of foul balls out of the way. 8th pitch of the at-bat forthcoming. High chopper taken by Perry over to Santiago for the first out of the game on the 5-3 ground out. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Julio Guerrero. High and inside, over the top, all the way back to the screen. Guerrero starts the day batting .434. Suarez started the day batting .426. He grounded out to Perry. Low and outside. 2-0 the count. Way outside, so 3-0 the count on the center fielder Guerrero. There's a strike outside half of the plate. Right through there, so 3-1 the count now. There's a ball just past the leaping Santiago for a base hit into right field. So Guerrero with the base hit into right. He'll be down at first. And Jimenez will come up. He's the third baseman. Jimenez starts the day batting .304. Takes outside, ball one, 1-0 the count. On Jimenez. Toss over to first, nothing much going on over there. Guerrero back in safely with ease. Foul ball over the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on here in the first. Ground ball to Perry. Over to Barham at first. Going to be at second. Over to first with the return throw. Safe at first to Jimenez. Reaches on a fielder's choice. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Ventura. He starts the day batting .366. Fouls that one down by the coach at first base for the Pirates. 0-1 the count on Jordy Ventura. Way outside. 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1 from Bashir. Swing and the miss of that pitch. So 1-2 the count. Just catches the outside corner for cold strikeout. No runs on 1 hit. 1 left on. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. Pirates no score. Blue Devils coming up. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the first we go. On the mound for the Pirates, Hikaru Mikami. He's from Yakuyo, Japan. He has a 3.24 ERA. 5-0 is his record. 33 and a third innings pitched. 22 strikeouts and 12 base on balls. Behind him will be in left field, across to right. We'll get back to that. Pachorik, Dirks, and Santiago will lead things off for the Blue Devils. Pachorik starts the day batting .336. First pitch to him's up high for a ball. Brodenhausen, Guerrero, Suarez, left to right across the outfield. Jimenez, Churio, Paz, and Maddox across the infield with Rivas behind the plate. There's a strike called with Mikami on the mound. Stays up high for ball 2, 2-1 the count. 9 inning scheduled game. Tuesdays are generally just a single game of 9 innings. There's a swing and miss of that pitch. 2-2 the count. High fly ball into left field. Coming in to take care of that is Bodenhausen. That's going to bring up Dirks, Marcus Dirks. He's the center fielder. He starts the day batting .395. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. There's a strike outside half of the plate at the knees. Foul ball back over to the third base side, so quickly 0-2 the count. On the center fielder, Marcus Dirks. Strike 3 called. Outside corner at the waist. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Santiago. Santiago starts the day batting .333. He steps in with 2 outs and nobody on to face Mikami. That's up high. Swing and a miss of that pitch there. 1-1 the count. Foul back and out of play, 1-2. Sunshiny day here in Kansas City, Kansas. There's a base hit stroked into right field, so Santiago with the 2 out hit. He'll be down at first base. That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth starts the day batting .319. Inside. Not sure. What do you have that? Is that a knuckleball, guys, or is it just a slurve curve? Just that 12-6 curve. He comes from high, and it comes way down. There's a fastball. Fastball at 83 miles an hour. We'll see what that 12-6 curveball. I'll bet it's about 75 miles an hour. 1-1 the count, runner at first base. That's down low. 2-1 the count. Toss over to first. Santiago at first base. 2-out base hit. There's a ground ball to the backhand side of Chourio. That will be a hit. That's going to bring up Perry. Perry starts the day batting .283. He steps in with 2 outs and 2 on. Back-to-back base hits by Santiago and Nolan the fourth. A little bit low. Looked pretty good right there. 1-0 the count. Foul ball headed over toward the woods. Santiago at second. Nolan the fourth at first. It's going to be taken care of by the first baseman, Maddox, down in foul territory. So the Blue Devils get a couple of 2-out hits. No runs on 2 hits, 2 left on. We go to the top of the second inning, no score. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we make an upload or go live. Thanks again. To the top of the second inning we go. Chourio, Paz, and Maddox scheduled up for the Pirates. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Chourio starts the day batting .296. Way outside. Comes the 1-1 from Brashear. Foul ball. So 1-2 the count. Eduardo Chourio, the shortstop for the Pirates. There's a base hit through the hole over between short and third, so a lead-off base hit by Churio. He'll be down at first base. Paz will step in. Alejandro Paz starts the day batting .362. Runner at first base, nobody out. There's a strike called outside corner at the knees. There's a base hit into the left field corner. Gonna be a double into the corner. That double by Alejandro Paz. That's gonna bring up Chase Maddox, the third baseman. Maddox starts the day batting .242. He's up there with runners at second and third, and nobody out. There's a strike. Bender catches the inside corner. 0-1 the count. On the first baseman, Chase Maddox. A little bit outside. Breaking ball wide of the zone. 1-1 the count. Pirates threatening here in the top of the second inning. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 1-2 the count. Base hit by Churio. Double by Paz. Maddox at the plate. He's the first baseman. And he's hit by a pitch. The dreaded two-strike. Let's go inside, and we get a hit by pitch. Now the bases are loaded. That's going to bring up Rivas, the catcher. Rivas starts the day batting .214. There's a strike, bottom part of the zone, right down the middle. Bases full of Pirates. The wind in the 0-1. Breaking ball right back across there so quickly. 0-2 the count on Luis Rivas, the catcher. The 0-2. Pop up on the infield. That's taken care of by Santiago. So bases are loaded now with 1 out, so a double play ball will get Brashear out of this. It's going to bring up Bodenhausen. He's the left fielder. Just misses a little bit outside. Bodenhausen starts the day batting .343. He's up there 1-0 the count. Bases loaded. So that will be a sac fly. Poor job on the cameras in my work here. Sorry about that, but the fly to center field and a sac fly by Bodenhausen gets the Pirates on the board 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. So back to the top of the order, and Suarez. Suarez is from Lara, Venezuela. He grounded out to Perry down at third. His first time up, pulled that one over by the coach in the box, Coach Hillerman for the Pirates. 2 down now, 1 run in on the sac fly by Bodenhausen. There's a strike called. So 0-2 the count on Javier Suarez. Way up high. 1-2 the count. So ground ball taken by Perry. Decides to step on third instead of throwing across. So the 5 unassisted for the third out. So the Pirates get 1 run on 2 hits. They get a sac fly by Bodenhausen. They take a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils will be coming up, trailing by 1. All right, to the bottom of the second inning we go. The top of the second. Get a sac fly for the Pirates. They take a 1-0 lead. Woida, Barham, and Kirkham will be scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Woida starts the day batting .344. Takes ball 1-0 the count to Ian Woida, designated hitter. That's up high for ball 2. High fly ball into shallow left. That ball's going to get in the sun on the left fielder and not able to get out and make the play on that. He lists that as an error. I didn't think we had one before that, so that's going to be an error on Churio. That's going to bring up Harrison Barham. There's a strike right through there. And the double play happens. I looked down, man, was that 6-4-3? 4-6-3. I looked down when it was hit because I was fumbling through my fingers here. So we get the 4-6-3 double play. That's going to bring up Kirkham. That's outside for ball one. Kirkham starts the day batting 148. 1-0 the count on him. The ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. One and one the count. There's a strike. 12-6 curveball right there. I didn't get over to look at the speed of it. 1-2 the count. That's down low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, second inning. The base hit headed into left field, so the Blue Devils back-to-back innings with base hits with 2 outs. That base hit by Kirkham. That's going to bring up Kaimi. Kaimi starts the day batting 286. He'll step in with Kirkham at first and 2 outs. The high chopper going to be taken by the third baseman Jimenez over to Maddox for the 5-3 ground out. Blue Devils get no runs on 1 hit. They strand 1 runner. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Blue Devils trailing the Pirates of North Central Missouri 1-0. All right, here we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Guerrero, Jimenez, and Ventura scheduled up for the Pirates. Brashear back for another inning of work. Guerrero is from Caracas, Venezuela. He had a base hit into right field his first time up. Low and outside. Just got it over the line drive over the leaping Santiago toward the second baseman, but into right field for a base hit. Comes the 1-0. Misses inside for ball 2. That's way outside and back to the screen for ball 3. 3-0 the count. On the center fielder, Julio Guerrero. There's a strike right down the middle. 3-1 the count. Bring it right back there again. Make him hit the ball. Here comes the pitch. Slowing outside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk for the Pirates. It's going to bring up Jimenez. Jimenez is from Cortacabella, Venezuela. Down at first base is Guerrero. Going to be a foul ball out of play. Kirkham yelling out to Santiago. So Santiago gets a little help with that one. 0-1 the count. Jimenez reached on a fielder's choice. Perry at third base, over to Barham at second. Toss over to first, nothing going on over there. Runner goes. The line drive into center field, taken care of by Dirks. But Guerrero is able to get back in time. That's going to bring up Jordy Ventura. Ventura is from Maria Trinidad Sanchez, Dominican Republic. I think I'm supposed to roll some R's in there, but I'm not very good with that, so we'll leave it at that. 1-0 the count. Runner at first, 1 out. 1 run lead for the Pirates over the Blue Devils. Toss over to first, back in safely is Guerrero. There's a ball headed right back up the middle. That's going to bring it up Churio. That's down low and outside. 1-0 the count. Churio is from Ciudad Bolivar, Venezuela. So several Venezuela players on the Pirates team. That misses low and outside. Churio had a base hit between Perry and Pachorik between third and short his first time up. Misses inside, so 3-0 the count. 1 out, runners at first and second base. There's a strike, just catches the outside corner. Three and one the count now. It's a ground ball right up the middle. Brashear sticks out his bare hand with that one. Probably would have been best off to just let that ball go and let Pachorik have a chance to field it. So that's going to be a base hit for Churio right back through the box.
What do you think?
Huh? Oh, on the
He tried to do remember Aaron Lewis last year? Did that? But he pulled it off.
I don't know. Was that here?
Yeah. It was pretty slick.
You gotta give that a hit.
Yeah, I gave it a hit.
You're going to give that an air?
No, I gave it a hit.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to give the air. Sorry. Inside here, I couldn't hear for sure.
That's
And
why, Jerry, I need another headset so we can communicate.
I know that.
I thought it was love. Play like it a little.
We'll take a short break. Let him get things figured out. Let him shake that off or see what happens. We'll be back. Blue Devils trail by 1. All right, here we are back at it. There's a ball headed into center field. That's going to be caught by Dirks, and the runner stays at third. Play was up the line. That's going to be the second out on that line drive. A nice play by Dirks in center field to save that run. So that's going to bring up Maddox. Maddox is from Kansas City, Missouri. He'll step in now with 2 outs. And the bases loaded. That misses outside, 1-0 the count. Maddox was hit by a pitch his first at bat. Count was 1-2 on him. That loaded the bases. That's in the dirt, nicely blocked by Kirkham. Low and inside. 3-0 the count. So Brashear risking walking in a run here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the third inning, there's a strike outside corner at the knees. Three and one the count now. Here's the one and the pitch from Brashear. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So from 3-0 to 3-2 on the first baseman, Chase Maddox. Runners go. Fouled back, and that ball's headed over to the soccer field. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ventura at third, Churio at second. Guerrero at first. And that's high and inside for ball 4. So the run is forced in on the walk. That forced in Guerrero. Going to get a visit to the mound. 3-2-0 the lead now. 2-0. I see he's fixing to change it. You know, usually it's me making the mistake, not you guys. We'll see if there's a change. There is going to be a change. We'll take a break. Blue Devils trailing 2-0. Top of the third inning action. I'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made. Sebastian Udlin from Blue Springs, Missouri comes on. No record so far on the year. 1 appearance, has pitched 2 1/3 innings, has 2 strikeouts, and his ERA is 0. There's a ball headed at Pachorik. He's up with it, and Santiago picks that short hop out of the dirt. The Blue Devils give up 1 run. Score is 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. I'll be back. Pachorik will lead things off here. Squares to bunt, takes a strike. Much to his dismay, he thought it was outside. I don't necessarily disagree, but he and I don't get a vote. 0-1 the count. That's in the dirt. Pachorik is from Aurora, Colorado. He lead things off here in the bottom of the third for the Blue Devils. They trail by 2. Breaking ball down low, 1-2 the count now. McCommy's got the 12-6 breaking ball breaking way up to down. 2-2 the count now. Pachoric flew out to left field to Bodenhausen his first time up. That misses. Low and outside, 3-2 the count now. Ball headed into the gap and headed on over to third. Is Pachoric with the triple. That's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks is from Kansas City, Kansas. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Has an opportunity here to get the Blue Devils on the board. Plays made over by the dugout by the third baseman, Jimenez. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He had a base hit to right field his first time up. There's a ball headed into left field. And the sac fly by Santiago just is deep enough to get the run in. So that's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth after the sac fly by Santiago. There's a strike on the outside corner. Nolan the fourth is from Fort Worth, Texas. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball, 12-6. 0-2 the count. Nolan the fourth had a base hit his first time up. 1-2 the count. Sent the shortstop Churio over toward third base on the backhand side to get a base hit. There's a ball off the end of the bat. That's going to be taken by Maddox. And Maddox, the first baseman, will take care of that for 3 unassisted. So the Blue Devils get 1 run on 1 hit, the sac fly by Santiago. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils trailing 2-1. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the fourth we go. Bodenhausen will be up to lead things off for the Pirates. Swing and a miss of that pitch. Bodenhausen is from Country Club, Missouri. So the ground ball is going to be taken by Perry, and he's up with it. A nice play by Perry for the 5-3 ground out for the first out of the inning. It's going to be back to the top of the order, and Suarez. He's grounded out twice to Perry at third, once on a 5-3 and once on a 5 unassisted. There's a swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Blue Devils trailing 2-1 here in the top of the fourth. Breaking ball, that's pulled to Pachorik. Pachorik's up with it and over to Santiago for the 6-3 ground out. So we get a 5-3 and a 6-3, and quickly there's two down. That's going to bring up Guerrero. Guerrero had a base hit in the first and walked, reached on a base on balls in the third. So a bunt, that's going to be foul. Oh, and 1 the count. 2 outs. Top of the fourth inning action. There's a strike called. Quickly 0-2 the count on Guerrero. Breaking ball stayed just a little bit inside, 1-2 the count. Ball's headed deep into left field and is out for the home run.
That actually is. Isn't that crazy? We just said that. The ball was hit hard.
So Guerrero with the home run to left field for the Pirates makes it 3-1. It's going to bring up Jimenez. He's reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Flew out to Dirks in center field in the third. That ball misses inside, 1-0 the count. So a couple of ground outs and then a home run by the center fielder, Guerrero. Breaking ball sails just a little bit low. 2-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 2-1 the count. It's inside, 3-1 the count. Sails outside for ball 4. That's going to bring up Ventura. Ventura has been called out on strikes and had a base hit. 1 for 2 on the day for Ventura. Pulls that one down behind their first base coach of the Pirates. 0-1 the count on the designated hitter, Jordy Ventura. It's a ball headed into left field. It's going to bring up Churio.
Next up, the shortstop, number 25, Eduardo Churio.
Churio had a base hit in the second and a base hit in the third. Base hit in the third was off the hand of the pitcher, Brashear. Like we're going to get a pinch runner for Ventura.
For the Pirates, number 21, Ethan Walker.
I thought I saw 23 going out there, but, you know, I've been wrong before. We'll check that number. There's a strike called on. Churio at the plate. Ball breaks outside. Pinch runner at first is Fronde Fernandez, number 23. Looks like Frende, but I visited with Coach before the game, and it's Fronde. So I am told that ball breaks outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-run lead for the Pirates. Pop up on the infield. Santiago races in to take care of that. So 1 run on 2 hits. Couple left on for the Pirates. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Blue Devils trailing the Pirates of North Central 3-1. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Perry, Woida, and Barham scheduled up for the Blue Devils. McCamey back for another inning of work. Perry will step in. Cade Perry is from Omaha, Nebraska. That ball's in the dirt. Backhand picked by the catcher, Rivas. 1-0 the count on Perry. Perry popped out in foul territory to the Maddox at first base. There's a strike called. 1-1 the count. Just foul line drive down the left field line. A little bit out in front to keep it fair. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball down and in the dirt outside. 2-2. A line drive headed into right field. It's going to be a base hit for Perry. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska. Woida will be up there with a leadoff runner at first base in Perry. Toss over to first, back in safely. Over there is Perry. That's up high. One and 0 the count. In the dirt. It's going to be a wild pitch. Lets Perry move up to second base. So a runner in scoring position now for Woida. Woida has 23 RBI on the season. 2-0 the count on him. The ball headed into deep right field. That's going to be over the right fielder. Headed for home is Perry, and Woida with the RBI double. To the wall in right, so Woida cuts the lead to 3-2. It's going to bring up Barham. Barham will step in with still nobody out and a runner at second base. Barham is from Kansas City, Missouri. RBI opportunity here for him. Squares to bunt and pulls it back for a ball. 1-0 the count. Comes the 1-0 from McCamey. Breaking ball makes it back down to the zone just barely. Harrison Barham, second baseman. 1-1 the count on him. Squares to bunt again, pulls back for ball 2, 2-1 the count. So Perry led the inning off with a base hit, moved up on the wild pitch, scored on the double by Woida. Bunt is going to be foul. Comes the 2-2. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Rivas. So 3-2 the count. Three runs on 7 hits for the Pirates, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Blue Devils. There's a nice job slapping that ball to right field. Coach going to hold him up at second. And moving down to second base on the throw is Barham. So Barham with a base hit to right field. That's going to bring up Kirkham. Kirkham will step in. With runners at second and third and nobody out, opportunity to tie or put the Blue Devils ahead here. Kirkham is from Platte City, Missouri. He had a base hit to left field his first time out. Fouled that one back away. That was his pitch right there. Brady Kern over here was because he thought he was going to have it right there. He fouled it away. Oh, 0-1 the count. 56 people heard me say your name on here, Brady, and you aren't even in the game. 1-1 the count now. So base hit, double base hit. The Blue Devils are in business. 1 run in thus far in the inning. That reaches outside. 2-1 the count. Colton Kirkham trying to tie or put the Blue Devils ahead right here at this at-bat. That pitch looked pretty good to me. Must have been a little bit low. 3-1 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning action. Blue Devils trailing 3-2, but nobody out. Runners at second and third. There's a ball headed into right field. And Wojda scores on the base hit by Kirkham. Kirkham with the nice, easy swing, slapped it right into right field. So now it's going to bring up John Kaimi. Kaimi will step in. We're all tied up at 3 now. Still nobody out. Runners at the corners for the Blue Devils. Kaimi steps in for his second at bat. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down. And Barham's going to be in a rundown and out back at third. So the fielder's choice bunt by Kaimi just right back at the pitcher made the opportunity for the rundown and the out. So now there's 1 out and runners at first and second. Back to the top of the order and Pachorik. In the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher, Rivas. Kirkham at second base. Kaimi at first after reaching on the fielder's choice. Pachorik at the plate. There's a base hit right through between first and second. Throw goes to third base. Stay on that base, Kaimi down there. So the base hit by Pachorik into right field for the RBI to put the Blue Devils ahead 4-2-3 after that base hit by Pachorik. 1 out. 3 runs in the inning so far. Still just 1 out. Runners at the corners, and that's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks will step in. Dirks has been called out on strikes and popped out to Jimenez at third. The bunt is down. So the sac bunt by Dirks on the 1-3 ground out back to the pitcher, McComian, on down to Maddox for the out. So the Blue Devils have taken a 5-3 lead. That's going to bring up Santiago. Runner at second, 2 outs. Runner at second base is Pachorik. Santiago had a base hit in the first and a sac fly in the third. That's outside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Santiago may not see much of anything close to the strike zone here. 2-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. The Pirates with a run in the second, a run in the third, run in the fourth for 3. Blue Devils 1 in the third and 4 so far here in the fourth. They take a 5-3 lead. Still batting here in the bottom of the fourth. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-run lead now by the Blue Devils. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. We go to the top of the 5th inning. We're getting close to halfway through this one. We do have a pitching change. We'll get that information. Blue Devils leading 5-3 as we go to the top of the 5th. I'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made by the Blue Devils. Jake Titus from Ottawa, Kansas comes on. His ERA is 7.84. 1-1 is his record. 10 1/3 innings pitched. 17 strikeouts, 13 walks. First pitch stays up high for 1-0 the count on Paz. That ball's out of play. Paz had a double in the second, lined out to Dirks on a play that I starred on a diving catch coming in hard by Dirks. That ball misses outside, 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike. It's a ground ball at Pachorik. Pachorik's going to bobble that. So Paz is going to reach on an E6. It's going to bring up Maddox. Maddox been hit by a pitch and then walked, and that walk, base on balls, yielded a run. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out, and he's promptly hit by a pitch. So free passes to first base, and Maddox is 3 for 3, a hit by pitch, a base on balls, and a hit by pitch. And that's going to bring up Rivas. Rivas popped out to Santiago in the second and grounded out to Pachorik in the third. Stays up high for ball one. Want to know the count? Jake Titus on relief of Udland and Brashear. Squares to bunt, fouls it back to the screen. 1-1 the count. Top of the fifth inning action. Blue Devils up 5-3. Ball stays up, 2-1 the count. So Rivas still trying to get down a sac bunt here with nobody out. Runners at first and second. Squares to bunt, fouls it back. 2-2 the count. Rivas upset with himself for not being able to get that bunt down. We'll see if Coach Hillerman leaves the bunt on. Some coaches will pull it off. Some will leave the bunt on even with 2 strikes. We'll see what the Pirates are going to do. Squares to bunt and way inside, almost takes his feet out. So 3-2 the count now. Jake Titus on in relief for the Blue Devils. Comes the 3-2. Base on balls. Seems to be an awful lot of confusion. Thought it was ball 4 up here. That's going to load the bases. Now we're going to get a visit to the mound by Coach Golbeck. Nobody out, bases loaded as Titus has come into the game. We'll take a break. We'll be back. All right, the base on balls loads it up. There's a foul ball backing out of play. Truman Boderhausen at the plate. He had a sac fly in the second and grounded out to Perry at third in the fourth inning. Toss over to first, and Santiago was playing. It's going to be safe at home. So Titus was not aware that Santiago was playing behind the runner. He throws over to first, and 2 runs are going to score on the pickoff attempt. 1-0 or 0-1. Both of you have 0-1. Runner at third base now. There's a strike right through there. We're about to find out. Runner now at third base is Rivas. Paz and Maddox both scored. Swing and a foul, so you guys had the count correct. So back to the top of the order, and Suarez. Suarez will step in. He's grounded out 3 times, twice to Perry at third, once to Pachorik at short. Squares to bunt, and the bunt is down, and Titus with the air on the throw. You don't think it's Titus's air? Now, if Coach Golbeck has any say here, he's saying that the runner was in the line of the throw with no satisfaction is that, but the umpire is going to visit with the other umpire. So currently 3 runs in the inning to put the Pirates up 6-5. The question here was the batter runner after the bunt, was he running in the line? That's why, I wasn't thinking about that when I mentioned maybe the throw on Titus is where the batter runner is running, if that caused that. So at least the home plate umpire willing to visit with the field umpire. Going to be safe at first base. So still just 1 out.
So what do you think? That's a hit or an error? It ain't a hit.
So what'd you end up with? A hit or an error on it, man? Error on Titus's throw. 1 out, runner at first. There's a strike right through there. Guerrero at the plate. He's 2 for 2. Had a base hit, a walk, and a home run so far by him. That's high and inside. Guerrero. One ball, one strike, one out, one on. 1 run lead. That's high and outside. 2-1 the count. Runner goes. And going to be out on the caught stealing. That ball was just right on the throw to get the caught stealing of Rivas. So 2 outs now. So 3 runs in the inning. The part that hurts about that is 2 errors and a walk and a hit by pitch. And so you're looking at 3 runs scored, no hits. 3-2 the count. There's a line drive right at Parham Barham. So, 3 runs on no hits for the Pirates, and we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils trailing 6-5. All right, we've made it halfway through this one. Bottom of the 5th inning action. Nolan the 4th, Perry and Woida scheduled up for the Blue Devils. They now trail by 1. That ball's down low. Nolan the 4th has a base hit in the 1st and grounded out to the first baseman in the 3rd, so 1 for 2 on the day. There's a strike. 12-6 curveball made it back down to the strike zone. 1-1 the count. It's down low. 2-1 the count now on the left fielder, Freddie Nolan the 4th. There's a strike right through there inside half of the plate. 2-2 the count. That's down low. So 3-2 the count As Nolan the fourth leads off the bottom of the fifth for the Blue Devils, they trail 6-5.
It's like 100 degrees. Last year we were smart. We brought a Blackstone grill and brought hash browns and eggs in it.
It's going to be out of play. We'll do the 3-2 again.
That sounds awful. Like, that sounds like I never want to do that again. That's 4 days of my life.
Comes the 3-2. Ground ball headed at the shortstop. Paz up with it and over to Maddox for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Perry. Perry popped out to the first baseman and had a base hit to right field in the fourth. 1 for 2 on the day is Perry. There's a strike. Outside half of the plate. 0-1 the count on the third baseman, Cade Perry. Just a little bit low. A nice job by Rivas making that one look closer than I think it really was. The 12-6 breaking ball really drops off low from McCamey. There's a foul ball over the right side. One and two the count. We'll do the 1-2 again. So ball headed right at the left fielder, Bodenhausen, for the out. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. Woida reached on an error in the second. Had an RBI double to the wall in right field in the fourth. That ball's going to be long enough, but not fair enough for the home run by Woida there.
Jerry, you should have blew that fair. Let's go.
Didn't have it in me. Oh, and 1 the count on Woida. Strike right at the knees on the outside corner. So quickly 0-2 the count on the designated hitter, Ian Woida. That's up high. 1-2 the count. So the shortstop, Churio, out, and that's in the glove and out of the glove for an error. So that's going to bring up Barham. Barham will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Barham hit into a 4-6-3 double play and had a base hit to right field. Out of play down the right field line. Oh, and 1 the count on the second baseman, Harrison Barham. McCamey has gone all the way so far for the Pirates. There's a ball headed into right center. Wood is going to hold at second base. Wood at second. Barham at first. That'll bring up Kirkham. Kirkham has a couple of base hits, one to left field, one to right field, and an RBI on the one to right field. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Blue Devils have 2 outs, 2 on. They trail by 1. We'll see if there's any changes. We will be back. Stay with us. Thank you very much for watching and or listening. I appreciate you. Pitching change has been made. Number 10, Dylan McIntyre. He is from Ravenwood, Missouri. He has a 9.00 ERA. 2-1 is his record. He comes in with 2 outs and 2 on to face Kirkham. Lefty, there's a base hit headed into right field. Gonna have Woida coming to home and into second base. Did he bobble that out in right field? So it's gonna be a base hit and then the RBI on the base hit, but allowing the runner to move to second. That's going to bring up John Kaimi. Kaimi has grounded out to third base and reached on a fielder's choice. The fielder's choice was a bunt that was just back to the pitcher and got the run down in the out. There's a breaking ball by the tall lefty McIntyre back across the strike zone, 0-1. On Kaimi. There's another breaking ball through there. Is it 6-6 or 6-5?
6-6. You think that was an error on the right fielder? Only on both teams advanced right now. Well, there's an error for both teams advancing second. Yeah.
6-6 now the score. There's the high chopper over the middle. That's going to be a base hit and safe at home. So 2 more runs are in. That's going to bring up Pachorik. Kai Emi with the base hit. It was the high chopper. So 8-6 now the lead by the Blue Devils. They've recaptured that lead. There's a breaking ball back through there on Pachorik. Pachorik is 2 for 3 on the day, has a triple and an RBI single in each of the last 2 innings. Flew out to lead off the game. There's a toss over to first. Owen to the count on Pachorik. Runner goes, and the ball's headed into left field, so Pachorik is 3 for 4 on the day. Kaimi goes, he was off with the pitch, and he goes first to third. That'll bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks will step in with 2 outs, runners at the corners. 3 runs in the inning. There's a strike. Ball catches the outside corner as it sweeps from lefty on Dirks. Dirks has been called out on strikes, popped out to third, had a sac bunt that yielded a run. Owen won the count. Waits on that ball, headed into left field. That's going to be caught by Boulderhausen for the out.
Did John go back to third, or does he score? I think he goes back to third, right?
Yeah, I believe he will go back to third. I looked down to take care of cameras and stuff. What happened, guys? Catcher interference.
Yo, Frank, you know there's a lefty pitching? He's figured it out. Can you watch him in the offense?
So Dirks will be down at first on catcher interference. That's going to bring up Santiago. So the bases will be loaded with 2 outs for Santiago. He's had a base hit, a sac fly, and a strikeout. That's down low for ball 1, 1-0 the count on the first baseman, Frankie Santiago. Breaking ball stays inside, 2-0 the count. So on the fly ball to left field with the catcher interference, I looked down to to do my keyboard to choose my cameras, and when I looked up, I see the change that's been made. So bases loaded, 2-0 the count on Santiago. Swing and a miss of that heater. 2-1 the count. Santiago, the 9th hitter to come to the plate in this inning. And a foul ball off the foot of Santiago. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a high fly ball on the left side, shallow right, comes back in at the edge of the grass. Taken care of by Paz. So the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils back on top, 8-6. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 6th we go. Blue Devils back out in the lead, 8-6. There's a strike outside. Card I didn't see in time. I think that was 91-mile-an-hour fastball there. Another fastball at 93 miles an hour. 1-1 the count. Jimenez, Ventura, and Churio scheduled up for North Central Pirates. There's a foul ball back and out of play. One and 2 the count. Ball stays up high. Jimenez reached on a fielder's choice, flew out to center field and walked, so he is 0 for 2 on the day. Outside. 3-2 the count. Just past the diving Pachorik for the leadoff base hit by Jimenez. So going to have a pinch hitter now. Nishihara, you were all over it.
I don't think I got the first name though. What is Shodai?
Oh, Shodai Nishihari will be the pinch hitter.
I like that.
Shodai Nishihara. Pinch hitting here for the Pirates. Outside, that's a nice job getting the glove turned out to keep that ball from kicking back in front of him. Did Kirkham, where normally that ball would be at an angle to kick away from you. So a nice job keeping the runner at first. There's a ground ball off the glove of the pitcher. Over 2. So you're going to have the 1-4-6-3 double play. That's going to bring up Cheerio.
What's the number on this? What? The hitter 25.
1-0 the count on Cheerio. He's had a couple of base hits and popped out to Santiago at first. There's a breaking ball, catches the outside corner, 1-1 the count. On the shortstop, Eduardo Cheerio. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Two outs here in the top of the 6th. Breaking ball just gets down to the strike zone, top part of the zone for a called strikeout. So a base hit, then a 1-4-6-3 double play, the ball off the glove of the pitcher, then the 4-6-3, then the punch out. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 8-6 in this back and forth lead affair. Stay with us. Thanks. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The bottom half of the fifth inning took 30 minutes. It kind of felt like it took at least that. Freddie Nolan, the fourth, will be on to be faced by McIntyre. Comes the first pitch from the lefty, McIntyre, and Nolan, the fourth, sprays that down to the side of the hill, just barely into the woods. Nolan, the fourth, had a base hit and a couple of ground outs, 1 for 3. That stays up high. 1-1 the count. Bodenhausen, Guerrero, Suarez across the outfield. Jimenez, Churio, Paz, and Maddox across the infield. Rivas behind the plate. There's a strike called 1-2 the count. It's in the dirt. It's one of the rare pitches to get by Rivas. Just trickled a little bit back and away from him. 2-2 the count on Nolan the fourth as he leads off the bottom of the sixth. Breaking ball swings through that for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Perry, the third baseman. Perry has popped out, had a base hit, and flew out. Popped out to third, flew out to left, had a base hit to right field. Steps in with 1 out, nobody on. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the knees. 9-inning scheduled game, only 1 game generally on Tuesdays. There's a strike, breaking ball right through there for strike 2. So quickly 0-2 the count on the third baseman, Cade Perry. There's a high chopper coming up and getting the good bounce is Jimenez over to Maddox for the 5-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Woida. He's reached twice on and errs. The one in the second may be changed later by the coaches to a base hit. Then he had an RBI double to the wall in right field in the fourth inning. Takes ball 1. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Tall lefty McIntyre on in relief of a McCamey. There's a ball headed for the gap. Woida plugs the gap in right center for another double. So another 2-out hit by the Blue Devils. That's going to bring up Barham. Barham is 2 for 3 on the day, hit into a 4-6-3 double play. And then since then he had a base hit in the fourth and a base hit in the fifth, both of them to right field. That's down low, 1-0 the count. 2-out double by Woida. Second baseman Harrison Barham at the plate. Fastball catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Blue Devils with the 8-6 lead here in the bottom of the sixth. Breaking ball fouls it back to the screen. Right on it. Little work going on down in the bullpen. I'll get it right here in a minute. Whistled that one past Coach Sharp down at first base. One ball, two strikes, two outs, one on. It's a high chopper toward the second baseman, Paz. He comes and gets the hop. Sends it over to Maddox for the 4-3 ground out. No runs on one hit, one runner stranded. We go to the top of the seventh inning. Blue Devils leading 8-6. All right, to the top of the seventh we go. Paz, Maddox, and Rivas scheduled up. Titus back for another inning of work. 8-6 lead for the Blue Devils. Breaking ball stays up high. Alejandro Paz, the second baseman. The grounded ball at Pachoric, circles, loads up the rifle, shoots it across to Santiago for the 6-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Maddox.
First baseman number 34, Chase Maddox.
Maddox has been on all three times, hit by a pitch in the second, base on balls for an RBI in the third, and hit by a pitch in the fifth. He takes ball one, 1-0 the count.
The left fielder, Bodenhausen. Truman Bodenhausen.
And Maddox is hit by a pitch again. So that'll bring up Luis Rivas, this catcher. Rivas is 0 for 2 on the day. Pop out a ground out and reached on a base on balls. In the dirt. 1-0 the count on Rivas. The ball headed deep into left center. Run down by Dirks and back to first goes Maddox. So Maddox goes way over to second and then didn't tag second coming back across. Did we appeal it, or is that a straight call by the umpire? Straight call was not a play that you have to check it. So the third out. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Blue Devils leading 8-7. All right, the pitching change has been made by the Pirates. Ethan Walker from Springfield, Missouri comes in. Walker has a 9.98 ERA, has a 3-0 record. He'll toe the slab and take over for McIntyre. Colton Kirkham steps in and he takes ball one. 1-0 the count. Ball's headed for the Woods. 1-1 the count. Colton Kirkham, the catcher of this game, he has had 3 base hits, 2 of them for RBI. Another ball headed for either the soccer facility or the Woods, not sure which. 1-2 the count on Colton Kirkham, catcher today for the Blue Devils. The wind and the pitch from Walker. Long run into the right field corner by Suarez. That ball hits the warning track and bounces even further out of play. So Kirkham gets new life. 1-2 the count as he leads off the bottom of the 7th. 9-inning scheduled game. I'm guessing that would be apparent since we're batting here while we have the lead. That ball stays up high. 2-2 the count. A back and forth scoring affair, 2-2. Low and outside, so 3-2 the count. It's a base hit off the glove of the third baseman, Jimenez. I'm assuming you aired that. Gave a hit. I like it. Third baseman Jimenez to his left and off the glove for the base hit for Kirkham. Swing and a miss by Kaimi. Kaimi has grounded out, reached on a fielder's choice, had a high chopper base hit in the fifth that scored probably just one run, and the second one was scored on the air. That's outside. His at bat did score 2 runs. One of them will be an RBI. The other, I believe, would be a throwing error. There's a quick toss over to first. Back in safely is Colton Kirkham. 1-1 the count. Kaimi, the right fielder. Good bluff to go to second. Had everybody yelling runner there. Two balls, one strike to John Kaimi. Low and inside. 3-1 the count. Toss over to first base. Back in safely is Kirkham. Delayed steal by Kirkham. Stolen base. And base on balls here. I was busy watching the run and the fun and the throw. So runners at first and second, nobody out. Back to the top of the order and Pachorik. So Coach Hillerman sends his catcher out thinking that he's going to get a bunt here from Pachorik. Pachorik squares to bunt, and that is going to be a bunt hit by Pachorik. So that's going to load the bases up with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks is 0 for 3 on the day. Going to have a pinch runner. So Finley is going to run for Pachorik. That's up high. Dirks at the plate, nobody out, bases are loaded. There's a strike, makes it back down to the strike zone. Does that curve from Ethan Walker? 1-1 the count. Little check swing number down toward Coach Gobeck. Dirks is 0 for 2, was called out on strikes, popped out to third base, had a sac bunt for an RBI, and then reached on catcher interference his last time up. One and two the count. Misses low and inside, nicely blocked by Rivas. 2 and 2 the count now. Comes the stretch and the 2-2 from Walker. That's inside. Almost hit him. That's a tough job by the catcher, Rivas, to keep that ball from going back to the screen as it was so close to the hitter. 3 and 2 the count. Still nobody out. Blue Devils with an opportunity here to break this thing open. There is a short hop to the second baseman. That's the only out they're going to get is on the 2-6 fielder's choice. So the 2-6 fielder's choice does score a run, so that makes it 9-6. That'll bring up Santiago. Santiago is 1 for 3 on the day, has a base hit. He also has a sac fly amongst all that. Runner goes, and the ball's going to be thrown into the outfield. So Kaimi scores on the throw, on the steal. And Dirks moves over to third, but he will be credited with the stolen base. 1-0 the count. Just misses. That's a pretty good pitch right there, comparatively speaking, but nonetheless ruled a ball. 2-0 the count on that breaking ball. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. 2 runs in the inning. Makes it a 10-6 affair. Still nobody out. Way outside. 3-1 the count. First baseman Santiago at the plate. Dirks at third. Fouls that away. 3-2 the count now. Comes the stretch and the pitch from Walker. That's down low for ball 4. That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. Freddie Nolan the fourth is the left fielder. Catcher for the Pirates out to give their first and third defense. Nolan the fourth is 1 for 4. Had a base hit in the first inning, grounded out a couple times and a strikeout since then. There's a strike called on Nolan the fourth. Blue Devils with the 10-6 lead now. 0-1 the count on Nolan, the fourth. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. Snap throw down to first. Maddox swings to tag, but there was nothing there to tag. He was toward the backside of the plate, but back in safely was Santiago. Squares to bunt, pulls back, takes a ball again. 2 balls and a strike. Comes the 2-1 from Walker. Fouls that back into the screen, does Nolan, the fourth. You don't see the number 4 hitter squaring to bunt very often, but he fouled that one into the screen and has taken 2 other balls when squaring to bunt. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. 2 runs in the inning so far. Breaking ball heading into left field. And the sac fly by Nolan, the fourth. So Cade Perry will step in. Blue Devils now lead 11-6. Perry is 1 for 4 on the day, had a base hit in the fourth. That's inside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Walker on in relief of McIntyre. There's a strike, catches the inside corner at the waist. One ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball stays up high. Two and 1 the count. Got a ball on the field. Way outside. 3 and 1 the count. Foul ball back and out of play. 3 and 2 the count. So Santiago will be off with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 runs in the inning, 11-6 the lead. Down low for ball 4. It's going to bring up Wada. Wada has an RBI double and another double, a 2-out double in the 6th. He'll step in now with runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Outside 1-0 the count. High fly ball. And the shortstop catches that one in shallow center field. So the Blue Devils plate 3 runs on 2 hits. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Blue Devils leading 11-6. All right, pitching change has been made. Number 13, Weston Freeze comes in. He's from Salina, Kansas. He will take over on the mound for Titus. Truman Bodenhausen to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, strike called. Freeze has an 11.30 ERA. 0-1 is his record. 13 strikeouts, 7 base on balls. There's a swing and a miss of that breaking ball. 14 1/3 innings pitched by Freeze. 0-2 on the left fielder, Bodenhausen. Fouls that one away. Low and outside. Nolan the fourth, Dirksen, Kaimi across the outfield, Perry Pachorik, Barham Santiago across the infield, left to right with Kirkham behind the plate. The defense behind Freeze. There's strike 3 called, catches the out inside corner at the knees. That's going to bring up Suarez. Suarez is 0 for 4 today. 3 ground outs, and he reached on an error to the pitcher. 0-1 the count on him. Fouled away that breaking ball so quickly. 0-2 the count. On the right fielder, Javier Suarez. Just misses 1-2 the count. Down low. Two balls, two strikes, and an out. Into the corner for a foul ball. Just a little out in front of that was Suarez for his bid for extra bases. 2-2 the count. In the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So a punch out and a strikeout. That's going to bring up Guerrero. Julio Guerrero. 2 for 3 with a base hit and a home run. Also had a base on balls. In the dirt, 1-0 the count. Weston Freeze on in relief of Titus, Udland, and Brashear. 2-0 the count now. Misses low and inside. 3-0 the count. Down low for ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Guerrero. That's going to bring up Jimenez. Jimenez 1 for 3. At a base hit and a walk. Ball nicely blocked by Kirkham. Keeps Guerrero at first. It's a strike called. 1-1 that count. Strike 2 catches the outside corner at the knees. It's going to be an infield hit for Wilmer Jimenez. That's going to bring up Nishihara. Nishihara Did they have a pinch runner as well? Nishihara is who pinch ran after the hit by the. I thought that he had pinch hit. I'm trying to figure what the umpire was writing because he should have already been in his runner at second.
There was a pinch runner. Oh, just now there was a pinch runner at second.
It's a foul ball. Pinch runner at second base is Rafael Calcano. There's a strike called. Calcano at second base, the pinch runner. Foul ball back to the screen. See if they score that an error, a hit. I'm guessing that's going to be a hit. I don't know that. I don't know that Perry has the rifle to have gotten that one out. So that'll load the bases with 2 outs and bring up Eduardo Churio. There's a strike inside corner at the knees. Churio is 2 for 4. Couple of base hits, a fly out, and a punch out. Breaking ball nicely blocked by Kirkham. Eleven to 6, the lead here in the top of the 8th. Bases loaded. 2 outs, 1-1 the count on Churio. Breaking ball out in front of that. Fouls it away over toward the third base dugout. One and two in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball gets out of the bullpen area. In the dirt, another nice block by Kirkham. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners should be going, and they do. Foul ball back and over the top of us. We'll do it again. And a check swing. Ruled ball 4. So the base on balls to Churio yields a run, makes it 11-7. So Alejandro Paz will step in. He's 1 for 4 on the day, had a double into the left field corner. Foul ball headed for the soccer practice field. 0-1 the count on the second baseman, Alejandro Paz. Ground ball to Perry, over to Santiago for the 5-3 ground out to end the inning. Going to have another pitching change, I believe, for the Pirates. The Pirates get 1 run on 2 hits. Makes the score at 11-7, leading by the Blue Devils as we go to the bottom of the 8th. I'll be back. Pitching change being made by North Central Pirates. Ethan Shoup comes in. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. Shoup has a 6.75 ERA, 6 2/3 innings pitched. He will toe the slab and take over for Ethan Walker. The Blue Devils leading 11-7 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Barham. Barham will step in, lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Turns on that and shoots it right down through the coach's box near where Coach Goldbeck normally would be standing. Barham 2 for 4 with a couple of base hits and a couple of groundouts. One of them was a double play. Base hits have been nice strokes to right field. That's outside. 1-1 the count. Ethan Shoup on in relief of Walker, McIntyre, and McCamey. Stays up high. 2-1 the count. Strike catches the outside corner. There's a ball headed to left field. And that's going to be found by Bodenhausen, fighting the sun out there a little bit, but he brings that down for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Kirkham. Kirkham has 4 base hits. 1 to left, 2 to right, 1 at the third baseman, 2 of them with RBI. There's a ground ball at the second baseman, Paz. Paz up with it and over to Murdoch. Maddox for the 4-3 ground out. So 4 for 5 is Kirkham. That's going to bring up Kaimi. Kaimi is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Stays up high, 1-0 the count. John Kaimi, the right fielder today. There's a strike right through there. 1-1 the count. Couple of quick outs, a fly to left and a ground out to second base for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 11-7 in the dirt outside. 2-1 the count. There's a strike 2 called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils go 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Blue Devils leading 11-7. Blue Devils need 3 outs. The Pirates need 4 to keep this going. I'll be back. Pitching change has been made by the Blue Devils. Number 30, Tanner Warner, comes in. He is from Kansas City, Missouri. His numbers are as follows. He has a 6.75 ERA, 1 win and 2 loss record, 12 innings pitched in 7 appearances. He will toe the slab to try and get the last 3 outs of this one.
Now batting first baseman number 34, Chase Maddox.
That's going to bring up Maddox. Maddox has been hit by a pitch twice and walked twice in this one. First pitch is a strike, fastball on the outside corner. Just glanced up. I believe that fastball was at 93. Well, and that one was 90.
I saw an 8 on that.
Is that an 8 in seeing? So 83 and 80, is that what you're saying, guys?
The first one has 89.
Gotcha. There's a foul ball back into it. And a swing and a miss of the high heater. So Maddox goes down swinging for the first out of this ninth inning. Grau is correct. Caesar Grau, number 13, will pinch hit here. I was visiting with Coach, and we talked about, he said it's Grau, just like ow. So we're all good. So Caesar Grau will pinch hit. That's low and outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. There's a ground ball headed up the middle. Pachori cuts it off. And the throw over to first for the 6-3 ground out. So Pachoric dives, gets the hop. Sawyer Tolk at short. Because we pinch ran for Pachoric and Tolk then come in. Thank you for the help. I'm so used to Tanner being there. So that's going to bring up Bodenhausen. I didn't get that defensive change after the pinch runner, Finley for Pachoric, and then Tolk is at short. That misses outside. So the Pirates down to their last out, 1-1 the count. They trail 11-7 here. Warner with 2 of the 3 outs he needed. There's a ground ball at Tolk. Tolk is up with it and over to Santiago for the 6-3 ground out. So the Blue Devils win this one 11-7. The Blue Devils will travel Tuesday down to Iola for the Allen County. I have not been able to get any information from them about the broadcast. So, as last Saturday, thank you very much. As Saturday, I didn't do well with, well, yes, I did. I was told there was going to be a broadcast, and then when there wasn't a broadcast, it was too late for me to put one together. So I will see what I need to do. The Blue Devils win it here 11-7 in 9. Keep an eye on your WhatsApp with Coach Mr. Woida, and we'll try and get things figured out and see if I do the broadcast or if they have a broadcast. Have a nice evening. That is it for this one here. The Blue Devils win it 11-7. We'll see you soon.